Welcome to our Cartne video titled, How Can I Determine If I Am a Strong Songwriter? Our guest today is Marc Alan Barnette.
Hi, Vinny people. I'm Marc Alan Barnette. I'm a singer-songwriter coach, mentor, based out of Nashville, Tennessee. In 1988, April Fool's Day, I moved to Nashville, where I proceeded to get a song recorded. The Connection made the first night in town, a girl named Shelby Lynn. And then I was a singer-songwriter. I got cuts. I had publishing record deals, and things didn't always work out. It's not anybody's fault. It's just the way it works. And so I became the patron saint of the almost there. And starting in 2000, I started teaching and mentoring workshops, seminars. And to this day, I work with writers, artists, and entertainers with their songwriting, with their performance, with their networking, and consult on their business. That's me.
Marc, can most songwriters evaluate their own songs by themselves?
Not really. You could put yourself up against people by getting out. I think every songwriter has to get out of the living room. You need to go to open mics, to writers' nights, or you need to get around listening people that are not just your family and friends. And you can do this in a variety of ways. You can, if you have songs of yours that are recorded, get into your car and drive down the road and listen to the radio, and then stop after listening to a couple of songs, and then how does your song hold up against what's on the radio? When you're in a performance situation where you're playing with two or three other people, you can kind of see, do you hold the audience attention? And we are in a 15 to 30-second attention span. So you can tell, particularly in a place like Nashville, you can tell what you're doing by the glow songs. And the glow songs, when people are picking up their phone and are so distracted from what you're doing, you see the glow in the face. You can see where people tune out, and when they get into their own conversations, when they go to the bathroom. You're not doing something right if they do that. If they're holding the phone up and videoing you, then that is a good thing. But you kind of have to get yourself out among your peers. You've got to reach your audiences. And that's something that I see songwriters make a mistake. They want to do everything on the internet, and it takes no effort at all to click a like button, which doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's who will come see you, who will come listen to you, who will put their phone down to hear what you're doing. And so evaluating your songs yourself is very difficult to do that. There are ways to get a little more evaluation on it, but doing it by yourself is a very, very difficult road to hoe.
I know many writers mainly play it for their friends and family, who of course are going to say that they love the songs.
Well, they're going to like what you do. And many times they're very genuine. They like what you do. But, having a 5.5-minute folk song about something that happened 200 years ago around people that love, folk songs about things that happened 200 years ago, they love that. But the average listener does not. And the people, you got one chance to make a bad first impression, and you've got to get the largest audience that you can. There's nothing wrong with having niches. That's great. But if you're trying to get out among the people, you need to get out among the people. And to have the evaluation done by the real listening public is the most important thing that you can do.
How else can people get their songs evaluated?
Okay, well, there are professional people such as myself. There are organizations, the NSAI, National Songwriters Association International. You yourself have had many opportunities for people. Do a Google search, songwriting coaching, and there are endless organizations and people that do that. For myself, I do what I call songwriter tours, which is a tour through the past, the present, and the future of the writer. We sit down, we look at their overall catalog, because it's never about one song. It's about an overall catalog of work. And we listen line by line, note by note. I do some of that online, but it's much more important for me to be there with somebody because you get their personality. You want to find out what's beyond the song. And so those are the things that I personally do. I also look at people's performance. I also look at all that. But there are a lot of song coaches and organizations do that. Another thing that you can do, which I wish more people would do, if you're in a community, seems to be isolated from big cities or whatever, there's a lot of times songwriters or entertainers or people that do the karaoke nights that might like to know more about it. Form your own group. Have a living room, 3 or 4 people sitting around and playing songs for each other and getting feedback. There are a lot of ways to do this. There are ways that I think, for my personal thing, I employed a coach, a guy named Ron Muir, in Birmingham when kind of the rock world fell apart on me and music changed on that. And I decided, started thinking about Nashville. I sat down with him and he did the exact same thing, went through what I was doing, and I wanted to start over. So it was easy to kind of go through and show me processes that I use to this day. And that's part of why I got a cut my first night in town. It's why I had as much going on as I did, because I was ahead of the curve when I got here. And so getting a coach at a certain point, I think, is essential if you really want to do something. Tiger Woods hires a golf coach.
How can you tell who is a good coach and who's not?
Find out who they work with. Everybody should provide you with references, and you can see what is their work. For me, once again, I'm using myself mostly as a thing because I'm kind of one of the coaches, and I have friends that do pretty much the same thing. We've recorded our own songs. I've got my own videos. Find out what we do and find out if that's worth your time. And if you could talk to anybody that they've dealt with, what experience do they have? People do reviews. I like personal one-on-one stuff. I can give you any number of people. They'll say, yeah, and here's what we did. Here's what we did. I also explain that on my website. And I'm not going to charge anybody one dime until I get to know them a little bit. I want to find out who they are, what their expectations level are, what their level is. I right now have been approached by a 12-year-old girl and her father, and to be honest, she's just not at a level right now I can do very much at. She's just going to have to keep working for a while. So I think just having a conversation, send them an email, ask some questions of your own, and then decide what it is. Sometimes it's no more than if you get in and pay. So if somebody wants $35 or $40 to do a song, do it. See what you like. That you're not throwing that much money away. So sometimes you got to put a little money into it, put a little effort into it, put a little research into it. That's what I would do.
What do song evaluators look at and critique?
Okay. The first thing is most songs are neither good nor bad. They're just average. We're in a world of mediocrity. Everything's just kind of okay. It sounds like something else. We're looking for something that gets and keeps our attention. What are the phrasings? What are the rhymes? Are you using the same rhymes as many times? Are you telling a story or a title that I've just heard a quadzillion times? Does it all kind of come together and hook? Are the things that stand out to keep your attention? If it doesn't, that's going to tune you out too. That's part of the problem, is the tune out factor. Also, the presentation. People get into song contests and they think, oh, I've just got this little work tape that I did on my phone. Well, that's fine, but you're up against hundreds and sometimes thousands of songs that are professionally produced that jump right out at you. Everything that you do on your song, from creation of the song, presentation of the song, networking, and business, all of those things stand out. So, can a guitar vocal get attention? Yes, it can if the song is exceptionally well crafted, but it's got to be exceptionally well crafted, and it's up against a lot of other songs. You go listen to 200-300 songs at a time, you see what kind of people that don't put much effort into their songs do, and you really studied the song. I have never in my life heard one song that was just on a work tape or just on something that was really held my attention. And it's just because if you care enough about the song, you do the rewriting, you do the work, you do the layering, you get the feedback, which is what professional writers have to do. If you do that, it's going to show that in the song. Now, I have been nailed by a live performance of somebody that the passion is all there. A lot of those, I've heard a lot of hit songs before they became hit songs, and you can tell in every line and every note, they have thought it through. They absolutely precision on it, and you can tell on that. And you can also tell the ones that haven't done that, and most people haven't done that.
Songwriter nights are a perfect example of that. You hear the same topics, basically the same melodies, often the same rhymes.
The tone. It's like I had two friends of mine go with me to a songwriters night that I was doing. I was the feature, and these 4 girls were on in front of me. And each one of them did what I lovingly refer to as ACSS, Angry Chick Singer Syndrome. Every song pretty much was the same tempo. Every song said the exact same thing. And while they were on stage, the girls, as it went down the line, the girls who were sitting on stage, who should have been paying somewhat of attention, had no more interest. One was actually on her phone. And if I had a friend of mine who had gone with me, an older lady who said, I didn't realize I was going to a therapy session. And it's kind of like that. ACSS is Angry Chick Singer Syndrome. Guys do DDSS, Depressed Dude Singer Syndrome, or Bro Country. And so there are all these things that just fall exactly into. We got almost 1 billion songs a month that are uploaded to the internet. We've got almost 100,000 an hour that be uploaded to Facebook alone. If you don't think it's hard to stand out, to find something to get and keep people's attention, you're not thinking very hard. And that's the problem. So the tone of what's doing, the subject matter, the feel of the song, the groove of the song, saying something that people will go, I want to hear more of that. It's a very difficult thing.
How do you suggest writers improve their skills?
Well, again, all of what we're talking about, first of all, getting out of your living room, getting around other people, even if it's just sitting at somebody's house and playing and seeing what reaction. Watch the people you're playing to. And then you get to a certain point where you go as far as you think you are, and you think you're hooking people, and you're getting people to come in or not. Then you need to get a pro coach. You need to get somebody who can give you. Yeah, and sometimes that can be somebody that you meet at a writer's night. That's a great thing about writer's nights and songwriter get-togethers. You meet other people, and everything is about the relationship you build. Every single thing there is. And so you can find somebody who's a little bit better than you are, the one that hooks the people. Maybe they'll sit down and talk to you about your songs. But you've got to get around other people, and you've got to increase what you're doing step by step, getting around a crowd that you know nobody in a little bigger town, making a trip to Nashville, Los Angeles, New York, finding out some things about what the pros do. All of these are ways that you build that whole little infrastructure that you're trying to do. And you could watch a lot of YouTube videos, Facebook videos, Instagram, TikTok, all of the things that everybody does. What is keeping your attention on those songs? What are you applying to your songs? It's a step-by-step building process, but you got to get around other people. You got to get out of the living room one way or another.
This concludes our video titled, How Can I Determine If I Am a Strong Songwriter? We want to thank Marc Alan Barnette for sharing his expertise and experience with us.